So I made a promise to myself that I would start using my camera and sharing my voice. Um, I'm not normally one that is short on words. However, I'm very selective about what I share and how I share it. And I'm realizing that that's really limiting my ability to connect and reach and help people if I'm not sharing kind of the whole truth and nothing but the truth, even if that conceptually is going to be out of reach for some people. Um, yeah, I basically can no longer dumb it down for the normies or the muggles, as we say. And there's no shade, there's no shame, there's no hate, because I was once a muggle. And when I have conversations with some family members or friends from a previous lifetime, a previous version of me, when I felt super aligned with these people, I realized because we had the same sort of belief systems and the same sort of level of consciousness, so to speak. So it's not a better than, it's just different than, a different awareness, meaning I see life from a completely different vantage point than these people, and that's not wrong or right, it's just different. So it literally feels like sometimes we're from two different planets, and that's okay. I used to really try to explain my point of view and explain my perspective to people, and then I realized it was like talking to a wall, because they're just not in a position to ever be able to integrate and fully understand my perspective, because it's simply a completely different level of awareness. So again, it's not better than, less than, it's just so different that it's like speaking a different language. And that's why a lot of these types of relationships fall through, and why, even my followers have completely shifted, um, slowly rising week by week. But I'm noticing that's a lot of old people falling off because they just don't resonate with me anymore. They don't understand me anymore. My message might even be confusing or confronting, which can cause them to no longer be in your field. And you know what? That's okay. I've never been afraid of losing or gaining followers, because it's never really been an issue for me. It's not important. I believe that whoever's meant to hear my message will hear my message. And I'm so blessed, because recently I'm getting a lot of messages from women being like, holy smokes, like, I know exactly what you're talking about. You're speaking right to my soul, which is so important, right? Because if I'm not speaking out loud and sharing my full truth, how am I going to call in the people, the frequency that I'm seeking, right? And I know you hear me. I know you know if I'm talking to you, because you feel it in your chest. It's like a, oof, shit, yeah, that's me. And yeah, and that's okay. But when you are at a certain frequency, you know, it gets lonely. Different strokes for different folks. And, there's people that really gravitate and navigate towards certain frequencies because they're comfortable, they're popular, they're trendy, they're easy. They kind of go with the flow, the status quo. And then there's other frequencies that there's just a different level of commitment. There's a different level of awareness, of openness, of consciousness, and a readiness to change, and to realize that you don't know shit about fuck. Oh, the more I learn, the more I realize I have no fucking idea what's going on. But that's also why I've learned to trust my intuition and my knowing, my inner knowing, my inner being, versus my cognitive knowing. And I know a lot of shit, and I've spent the last 25 years of my professional career learning and growing. But really, none of it matters, because if it doesn't align with my intuition, it's not happening. I don't care what the book says, what the internet says, what ChatGPT says. If my inner knowing says yes, it's a yes. And if my inner knowing says no, it's a fucking no, no matter how good of a reason you have. And so I have a daily meditation practice, and sometimes it is literally going through the motions. I sit my ass on that cushion, I take a few breaths, often turns into some sort of stretch, and, bada bing, bada boom, that's enough, we're done. I'm still showing up. I'm showing up and going through the motions, even if it's not some deep, transformational, transcendental meditation. I still fucking do the thing. But because I do the thing, I also get the latter. I get these crazy, profound connections with a wisdom and intelligence far beyond me, my frequency, my capacity. Um, and I know that's a gift, and I'm so thankful. And the more that I practice, the easier it is for me to tune in, to attune to these frequencies, and then to decipher the messaging and really understand and get clarity upon what I'm being shown. And what's been really clearly shown to me consistently for the last while is this need for me to use my voice, in an unfiltered manner and really speak my full truth. Because again, if I want to call in like-minded humans, I want to build community, I want to feel that soul level connection, then I need to show up as my full soulful self. All of it, the wild, the messy, the weird, the woo, and the fucking wonderful. Showing up fully and completely as me in that moment and sharing my voice, sharing the messages that come through. And what I've been told and what I've been shared by spirit guides, ancestors, whatever you want to call it, I don't care. But essentially they're saying to me that, you have this ability to receive this information and to share this information. What you do not have is permission to alter it, permission to change it, permission to soften the message for other people's digestion. This message came through to you, but it is not for you. It is to be shared. Therefore, essentially, don't edit our message, bitch. Who the fuck do you think you are? Aye, Capitan, message received. So what I've been doing in my regular life is kind of unfiltering my conversations. And for those of you that, have had these types of conversations with me where you leave with your jaw on the floor and you've probably cried 1,000 tears and not really sure what happened, but you feel tremendously better. I don't know. It's just what I do. And it's really what I've been shared with is the transmission is through the voice. The frequency is through the voice and the message is from a higher frequency. So it's my job to share it and trust that whoever's meant to receive it, whoever's able to receive it and integrate it will. And the rest, it'll pass them by or it won't even find them. So when you hear messages like this, I'll share this with you. Back when Instagram was kind of new and I was getting into my spiritual journey, there was a few people that I saw really show up online and share their journey in plant medicine and spirituality, in inner child healing, ancestral work, like whatever, but really sharing the fullness of this work, maybe showing their experience, maybe sharing an integration piece. And it was really the first time that I ever started to feel not alone in this process. Because when you start this process of awakening, unlearning, deconditioning, remembering, it's going to make you feel like you're going batshit crazy because it literally feels like the world is batshit crazy and you're the only one that can see it. But if you trust the process and you hang in there, eventually your frequency will begin to magnetize other people like you. You will find people like you because they're out there. And every time you raise your frequency to another level, people are going to fall away and you're going to find new people at these levels. I find it really interesting the people that are coming into my life that have been in my periphery, but never right in front of me, and all of a sudden they're right in front of me. In fact, they're chasing me versus me chasing them. Well, why is that? Because there's a like-minded frequency. There's a frequency match. I am now at their level. Therefore, these connections begin to miraculously happen because it's not magic, it's alignment. Your frequency matches theirs. Therefore, those opportunities will come. If you're calling in high frequency opportunities, check yourself. Because they're there. The question is, are you? So what do you need to do to raise your frequency to be an aligned match with that of which you are calling in? And I will tell you, it's not what you're doing now. Because if it was, you would already be there. So you need to have a hard fucking look in the mirror and look at the pieces of you that are keeping you where you are versus where you want to be. And I can tell you something, if you have people in your life that you love and that you trust, ask them. They will be happy to tell you why you're a piece of shit. But seriously, just be like, listen, I know I'm not perfect. We all have shit to work on and I don't know what I don't know. And my goal is to become a better person and I need your help because I love you and I trust you. I trust you to tell me the truth. So if you were to tell me something that you think I could work on to make me a better person, a better wife, a better friend, a better sister, a better mother, what would those be? Take that feedback and shut the fuck up. Just say thank you. Don't ask why, don't ask but, do not defend yourself. Listen, say thank you, shut the fuck up, and go think about it. And when you're finally willing to look in the mirror and go, yeah, you know what, I am an asshole sometimes, or yeah, you know what, I do make it about me too much. Yeah, you know what, I'm too sensitive. Yeah, you know what, I have a short temper. Yeah, you know what, I don't deal with my anger. I don't know, pick one or all of the above. And here's the cool thing is once you're going to be an adult and you're willing to look at those things that are not serving you, then you have choice if you're going to do something about it or not. If you don't know you're doing it, how the fuck are you going to shift it, right? That doesn't make any sense. But once you see it, you can't unsee it. Then you have a decision to make. Are you going to continue the same shit and keep getting the same result and then victimize yourself and blame the world as to why everything's so hard and everyone's so mean to you? How's that working for you, Sally? Or you think, these people that I love and trust in my life bravely share that there are some things within my personality or my behavior, some opportunities to improve in order to improve the relationships with the people that I love and probably the world around me. Do the thing. Listen. Receive. Make the choice. Look at yourself and be like, okay, I'm not going to do that anymore. And ask those people to hold you accountable. Hey, if you notice that I'm doing this or doing that, would you mind just, say pineapple, come up with a secret word, blink twice, fart, touch your nose twice. Ask them to hold you accountable and you will change. And here's the thing. I'm going to blow your mind. Are you ready? Hold on to your shirt, sweetheart, because I'm about to blow your mind wide open. Do you know how? Everything you've ever wanted, everything you've ever desired could be yours faster than you could ever imagine. Did you know that? So here's the thing. It's nothing that you need to do to achieve it. It's who you are that's going to achieve it. You need to change yourself and you will change your result. You will change your surroundings. So yes, showing up and meditating every day, sitting on your pillow, even if it's not perfect, that is those small little acts, those purposeful actions you're taking to change and grow and align your frequency for that of which you desire. It starts to add up. If you change how you see the world, if you change yourself, you will change the outside world. And I know that sounds woo-woo and that sounds weird and it sounds wild, but it's quantum fucking physics. You are an electromagnetic being. You pulse out a signal, a magnet, which pulls in aligned frequencies. So whatever is within you is coming to you. So if you're full of shit or doubt or fear, your electromagnetic field is going to call in things that are going to reinforce that belief system. When you do the work, when you get quiet, when you get fucking real with yourself and you have those hard conversations and you start to see the parts of yourself that make you a piece of shit, make you human, and you want to shift those shitty pieces of you, when you start to consciously shift those shitty pieces of you, your outside world starts to shift. And that's not ignoring them. You're not getting rid of them. You're integrating them. You're seeing them. You're asking them what they need. Where did you come from? Where did this defensiveness come in? Where did this scarcity come in? Where did this fear come in? You go back to wherever that POS personality trait was born out of protection. Then you see it. You witness it. You love it. You forgive it and you integrate it back into your being and allow it to go back to its highest frequency, its highest light. And next thing you know, that lower frequency, that density within yourself is transmuted into a higher density, a higher frequency. Therefore, your physical being becomes a higher vibration. Therefore, your magnetical impulse is a higher vibration. Therefore, the reciprocal environment, aka your fucking life, will be a mirror of that magnet. So if your life is shitty, you're shitty. Oh, no, don't say that. It's not my fault. You don't know what happened to me. You don't know my story. Fuck you. Yeah, okay. How's that fucking story working for you? How's the victim? Yeah, that sucks. That's hard. That happened to you. Oh. Eventually, you need to move forward. That is just a string, a tie, a noose that is keeping you tethered to your old life. Does it mean it doesn't matter? Of course not. Does it mean it didn't happen? Of course not. Does it mean that you deserved it? Of course not. But you got to go back to that part, that piece, that person. You need to see it. You need to witness it. You need to love it. You need to forgive it. You need to integrate it. You need to let it the fuck go. Because you cannot build a new life with your old story. Do you hear what I'm saying? And if you do, you know it because it's this, it's speaking to my soul, sister. Yeah. Jesus, Murphy. If someone had shared this with me like 10 years ago, oh my God. Mind blowing, mind blowing. But I wasn't supposed to learn it 10 years ago. I was supposed to take all of this shit to get to today for not only for me to learn it, to integrate it, but that to finally lose the fear and be brave enough to show up and share it and know that some people are going to say things that I might not agree with, and that's okay. That's not who I'm speaking to. I'm speaking to the woman that accidentally finds this on her feed and goes like, oh, I'm not alone. Holy shit. She's saying what I'm thinking, or she's giving words to how I'm feeling. I'm not alone. And I'm telling you, I can't share how often I felt so alone in this journey of unbecoming everything that I became to feel accepted and loved in my life, by peers. And I just wanted it to be accepted and loved. And as I started to pull back all those pieces and get back to the original version of me of 2 or 3 years old, 0 fucks given, probably wearing no pants, running around somewhere with a hose. I needed to get back to her. 0 fucks given, fully in my expression, fully in my joy, in my truth, showing up with an open heart, full of love, and expecting things to go well, expecting things to go my way, expecting my needs to be met and the universe to have my back, rather than walking around in fear, waiting for the other shoe to drop, waiting for the bad thing to happen, praying for, safety, worrying about what's next, when's the next paycheck, when's the next client, like, going back to just knowing that you will be loved, fed, warm, cared for, and just trust that the universe has your back, and it will. And if you're in a spot right now where you're like, I love what you're saying, but I have no fucking idea how to do that, I'm not here to tell you how to do that, because each person is going to find their own unique medicine, because you are your own medicine. You're going to figure it out. It's going to happen for you. But the only way that it's really going to happen for you is if you surround yourself with like-minded, like-frequency humans. You cannot be the highest frequency player on your team. You need to find people in your life that you aspire to be like. Who do you want to be like when you grow up? Get an elder in your life, even if they're younger, if they're smarter than you, richer than you, more connected than you, happier than you, healthier than you, fitter than you. Find a friend. Find a friend that inspires you to aspire to be better, right? You're going to be who you surround yourself with. Again, you attract what you are, not what you want. So who are you hanging around with? People that are pulling you down? I don't care if you've been friends since 7th grade. You can still love them from a distance, but you don't got to be hanging out with them and getting yourself all dirty in their frequency. You tell the universe, I want to be up here, but you're still playing in the mud, sister. You got to cut those people off, and not like forever, but like, I'll see you up there. I'm not going to play small down here with you in the competition scarcity pool. Sister, I'm up here. Please join me, and I'll see you fucking soon. And you know what? When you do that, you give people the opportunity to rise to meet you, but you got to stop going down and playing in the mud and wondering why the universe isn't delivering you diamonds when you're down there in the dirt. Okay? It's time to rise, sister. It's time to rise. And you know what? I get it. It's hard to meet people that are doing this work, that are walking this walk, that are in this process, that aren't batshit crazy and doing too much DMT. You feel me? Now, listen, I'm not saying no to plant medicine. I've drank the jungle juice. I've been there. I'll share all that another time. But equally, it's really hard to find people that are not only in this mission to seek and to grow and to expand. It's hard to find people that are doing that well grounded and rooted in their truth, and they're not in la la land, And so my journey through this process has taken me through so many incredible places, people, situations, and situationships, and all of which have been major blessings and serious lessons. And I'll share all of that because I believe that, again, my voice, I believe my mission is to share my journey and share, hey, these are the things that I think worked really well for me. So if you want to step into that, here's some safe ways to do it. And here's some shit that I will never, ever, ever advise you do. And again, you're an adult. You decide if you want to follow that. I'm just here to share the journey. You decide which way you want to go. But because of that, and because of our ability now to be digitally connected to people, this is why I opened the House of Medicine. specifically the house of the mother medicine, the matriarchy, the woman, the feminine, a container that's online where women like me can share our story, our journey, our medicine with the community. And the community can just be an average person, an average gal, an average mom, an average person, just wanting to learn, wanting to listen, and wanting to be part of a community that feels consciously connected yet grounded so that we can root and rise together, you know? Or maybe you are in the helping, healing, supporting, serving profession and you want to get your medicine out into the world. I'm no gatekeeper. I can't serve everybody. Come on board. Message me. Share with me, what is your medicine? How do you serve the world in their growth, awakening, healing, helping, expansion journey? Let's combine forces. If my customers are interested in your medicine, let them know about you. Let them come to you. Equally, if your customers may be interested in my medicine, bring them to me. Sacred reciprocity, friends. We can't all help everybody, but together, oof, together we are this magical, miraculous elixir of exquisite feminine medicine. And, the world needs that right now because this dumpster fire needs some mama love. It needs some feminine energy, friends. So House of Medicine is that. It's a container, a place where conscious, awakened, curious, creative, amazing women can gather, share, grow, and flow together. So thanks for coming to my TED Talk by the pool today. I was not planning on filming this. I honestly wasn't. But I guess there's no time like the present. So I've been thinking about doing this podcast, and I always say, you are the medicine, you are the medicine. I'm like, it's the YAM Jam. You are the medicine jam with me, Austan Untamed and Unhinged. And the reason why is I want a place where I can share my voice, share my channels, share my information that comes through in hopes of finding people that, I might speak to you, through you, for you. And, even though I wasn't planning on this, this was meant to be just meant to be a random post that I would maybe do a reel for. I feel like it came through for a reason. I'm going to watch it back because when I'm sharing these types of channels, I don't fully remember or integrate the information. So I have to watch it back. But I have to trust. No, I don't. I do trust that whatever just came through. And when I just okay, heard the message, Austan, grab your camera and just film this channel. Okay, cool. So channel filmed. Austin's back here. Hi, I'm here now. And I'm really interested to watch back what I just shared. And I have to trust that maybe this was the first episode of the YAM Jam podcast with Austan Untamed. Maybe that just happened, right? Again, the Virgo in me says, no, you need to have it in your studio and filmed and edited and cute and, with clothes on. But why? Who says that I need to have this perfect? It's the first episode. That's it, friends. I'm calling it right now. This is the first episode of the YAM Jam podcast with Austan Untamed. So if you like this shit, let's do it. Join the House of Medicine, totally free. Let's hang out and share all of our awesomeness together there. And I'm going to just keep flowing and sharing my vibe here. And if you love it, cool. And if not, well, I love you anyway. Adios, amigos.